Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So this is Gigi. Oh, hey, girl. Mwah. She's so cute, isn't she? So adorable. Oh, and she closes her eyes like that. Oh. So anyways, I just took her outside so that she can relieve herself if she needed to. And, just step one, so I have four-step process. Step one is build rapport. So I like to walk with her if, I like to walk with the dogs if I can. If I don't have a chance to walk with them, at least just get them comfortable with me touching them. So that's step one is build rapport. Make sure they're okay and comfortable with me touching them. I don't want her to like flinch whenever I touch her, right? See? So she's comfortable with the fact that I'm going to touch her. It's kind of like a dentist coming out and shaking your hand, giving you a warm welcome, and helping you feel comfortable. Hello, I'm Dr. So and so. I'll be drilling your teeth today, just to set you at ease. Because they don't. I'm going to be doing things that she doesn't like messing with her feet, her paws, her nails, her ears. So just like when I go to a dentist, I don't like anything that they're gonna do. But just having that warm handshake, that warm greeting before they start drilling my teeth or picking at it, it helps me, it just helps put me at ease, right? So that's step one. Step two is what we're gonna do right now. So I usually like to spray coat conditioner before I start brushing them out. But with her, hey Terry, how are you? So with Gigi here, I'm not allowed to use any coat conditioners, nothing with the fragrance, no scents, nothing. I actually use a medicated shampoo and conditioner for her as well because her skin is just so super sensitive and reacts to everything. So with her, I don't actually use coat conditioner. So what I'm gonna do is just go through with a Greyhound comb and just comb out the dead hair, the dead coat. See, even just those few strokes, look at that. And you see little specks, right? That tiny little, there you go, in the background, you can see those little specks that come out of her skin, those dead skin cells. So that's what we're gonna be doing first, is go ahead and just comb her out and make sure that, see, look at that dead hair, we're clearing that out of the pores, right? Before the bath. And that way, by clearing all the dead undercoat, it's like removing her old underwear, her old dirty underwear, before I give her a bath, so that the water and the shampoo can actually clean her skin. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. See where it catches? It's catching on the bundles of dead hair because they grow in units, like they grow in bundles. They don't grow as a single hair, they grow as a bundle of hair. And as they get old, and brittle and dry, they get, the comb catches on those bundles of dead hair, and we're literally pulling it out of their skin. That way, it clears those pores. And when I give her a bath, the medicated shampoo and conditioner will actually be able to get in those pores much easier and really treat that skin properly. So, this is what we're doing first. And I can literally feel the skin here. I can feel the skin. It feels rough and grainy. But as I comb it out and get the dead hairs out, look at that. Oh, her foot's going. Feels good. As I get that out, and you can see it in the black background, you can see like the flakiness, the dander, all of those little specks that come out of the skin that was literally just, piling up inside those pores. Oh man, you can see it falling on the table as well. But as we get that out of the skin literally feels smoother. So that's what we're gonna do first, and just go all throughout her body. See right here under the armpit, sometimes you'll get these mats because this is where her legs rub together, and so it's gonna cause a little bit more matting. So you can break it up easier with the slicker brush. There we go. Just break it up. There we go. And then we can go through with the comb and comb it out a little easier. There we go. See that? It's like that pin mat. It's like that bundled up little piece of hair. Okay. See, there we go. So now all the mats are gone. There we go. Good job, girl. Oh, 1 second. Let's get those front legs. All right. Oops, sorry. There we go. Man, it's tight space in here. Good thing I got all my gas out earlier, so hopefully I won't rip one in here because it feels like there's not a lot of places for it to go once I rip it. So I'm gonna be having to deal with the consequences for a little longer, you know. So hopefully today, like right now, I feel pretty good though. My gut feel good these days. And kefir and kombucha, just trying to take my gut health seriously, you know. Make sure my microbiome, you know, make sure my gut health is in check. But by doing that, I've been getting a lot of gas these days. But anyways, hopefully I won't rip one during this live stream. Look at that. Also, because we're in a pretty tight little bathroom here, that would really suck. What's up, Pinkie Pie? What up, Pinkie Pie? K Hill, have a great groom. Have a good groom. Thank you. Um, LOL, is there no vent? Oh yeah, there is. There we go. But you know, then it's gonna be a little bit loud. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I have not been going to the gym past like maybe 3 weeks. Just been tired, man. Just been tired. And that's, you know, that's no excuse. I should go. Maybe I'll go tonight. But man, just been busy and tired, you know, driving up to Tennessee, making that drive once a week. It's a 4-hour drive each way. And I was actually up there this last weekend for my 20-year high school reunion. We graduated in 99. Isn't that crazy? So I drove up to Tennessee on Saturday to meet up with my friends. Oh, guess what? So we met at a farm, right? Look at this. Isn't that crazy? Like that dead skin cells. You see that? So we met at a farm, right next to, kind of very close to the school that I graduated from in Portland, Tennessee. It's called Highland Academy, where I was a senior class pastor, baby. Oh man, I'm trying to save the world. But anyways, it was so awesome because we got to see cows, horses. I got to see a mule for the first time and pet it. But here's the cool thing. While we were walking, you know, in the pastures with these big woolly cows, the farmer, her name is Deb, but Deb told me that, or told the group, because we were walking, you know, there was a few of us. She told us the cows are looking a little rough right now because they're shedding their undercoat. Because she said during the change of the seasons, now that it's becoming fall, now that we're getting into fall, the cows are shedding their undercoat, so they're looking a little rough. I was like, oh my God, I wish I recorded that. You know, because I was like, that's exactly what I say about the dogs, you know? And because we're coming into the change of the seasons, they're starting to shed their undercoat and they can look a little rough and feel a little rough. I was like, wow. So it seems like whether it's cows or horses or whatever animal you're dealing with, if they have hair all over their body, then it's pretty much, you know, during the change of the seasons, they're gonna start looking and feeling a little rough because their undercoat, their secondary hairs, see that? It's their secondary hairs, the hairs that are meant to help them with insulation, temperature control, helps, you know, protect their skin. It's that secondary hair, not this primary hair, not the top coat. You know, the guard hairs, it's not this. It's the hairs that surround it to protect it. And with long-haired dogs like her, like Shih Tzus, their secondary hairs, their undercoat hairs, grow just as long as the primary hairs. And that means that it's kind of difficult to tell which is a secondary hair and which is a primary hair. But when you comb them out, oh man, I'm gonna open this door a little bit. It's getting a little warm in here. There we go. Okay. And I promise I didn't fart. It wasn't because I farted. Oh man, just a little bit warm in here. Anyways, so the secondary hairs, where was I? Um, they grow just as long as the primary hairs. So when you just look at it, and they don't shed out, like a lab or a golden retriever, their hair you'll see them on the floor, it sheds out. But even with golden retrievers, they have kind of longer hair. It doesn't always shed out. So with the long-haired dogs, we literally have to go in there and comb it out. And that's what's causing the matting, is the dead frayed hairs. They're like Velcro. Good girl. See that? So that's what I'm getting out before the bath. And that way, when you feel where I combed already, she feels so nice and soft and silky. She feels clean already. And so that way, when I wash her, she's actually gonna look and smell and feel so soft and clean. I'm not gonna be relying on the shampoo, some super duper crazy, amazing miracle shampoo. I'm not gonna rely on that to actually give me a really smooth, clean, soft, and silky dog. I'm making sure it happens before I even wash her by combing out all the dead hair. There we go, girl. Okay, all right. So let me start in the back here again. Any comments, any questions? Karen. Yeah. Terry, you'll feel great if you go to the gym. Yeah, exactly. I gotta get back to the gym. Look at this. This is getting out of hand. Oh my goodness. I got a double gut because I have my pants pulled up there to my belly button. You can see like this double gut line. Oh, suck it in. Okay. June, what is the ideal shampoo, conditioner, and detangler for Shih Tzu long hair? For me, there is. I'm not really a brand guy. Um, right now I'm using Earth Bath, but I actually ordered Equis Microtech. And I ordered that off of Amazon. It actually should probably have just arrived today. But for me, the shampoo and conditioner is not as important as this right here, as brushing and combing out the dead hair. As long as you do this, it really doesn't matter too much. As long as you're not using like the cheapest brand out there, you're not going to Walmart and buying that, what is it, Top Paw or whatever, you know, whatever shampoo is on the bottom shelf at Walmart. As long as you're not buying that, as long as you go and get like a quality shampoo and conditioner made specifically for dogs, you can't really go wrong. As long as you don't rely on the shampoo to work out all these tangles and all the dead coat, as long as you're not relying on the shampoo to do this for you. And that way, once I get her all combed out, then she's actually gonna look and smell and feel soft, silky, and clean. So the shampoo is not really for the hair. For me, the shampoo is really to help clean and condition that skin. And that's also why leaving the shampoo on, letting it sit for at least 5 to 10 minutes, that's why that's so important. Because you're giving it time to actually penetrate those pores and get deep inside that skin and actually condition it properly, clean it properly. And the reason why that contact time is so important is because you're giving the shampoo time to actually make that chemical bond attach itself to all the dirt particles and the old oil and dead skin cells, all that. And that way, it's not your hands scrubbing and cleaning, scrubbing and rubbing on the dog. That's not what is going to get the dog clean. What actually cleans the dog is when you rinse the shampoo off, because you're giving it that time that it needs to make those, attach itself to all the dirt particles and everything. Let me turn her so you can see what I'm doing. But by giving the shampoo time, by letting it sit for 5-10 minutes, and then rinsing it, that's when the cleaning happens, when you're rinsing the dog. Because as you're rinsing off that shampoo, you're also rinsing off all of the dirt particles and the old oil, everything that it had time to attach itself to. So the type of shampoo, the brand doesn't matter as much. You can use oatmeal shampoo, you can use that jojoba, avocado, you know, lavender. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you first, oh my goodness, look at this. All this like brown powdery stuff, these specks coming out of the skin. Oh my goodness. And now the skin literally feels smoother. So anyways, by clearing out the skin of all this dead hair and dander, along with this comes all of those dead skin cells and cellular debris, and all of that comes out with this dead hair. And that means that now the skin, the pores are clearer, you know? It's not so packed full of all that dead hair and the dirt and dander and cellular debris. And by making some room, we're giving the water and the shampoo space to get in those pores and really do a deep cleaning. It's kind of like if you had a mason jar full of markers and pens and crayons. And let's say that mason jar, has no lid. So let's pretend that mason jar kind of symbolizes a pore, right? I know the pore is more flexible than a mason jar. It's not like a glass jar. I know, but just for the sake of analogy, let's say you have a mason jar full of markers and pencils and crayons, right? And the markers and pencils and crayons will represent the different hairs and their different life cycles, right? Packed inside that pore. If you turn that mason jar upside down while it's still packed full of all those pens and markers, none of it's going to come out, right? You can turn that mason jar upside down and shake it even, and nothing will come out because it's packed full. But let's say you remove 2 or 3, even 4 of those markers. Now, when you turn it upside down, it can all come out. It'll all just come pouring out because you've created space. Now there's room. So that's kind of like the idea here. If I just put her in the bath and started washing her, because these pores are packed full of all this dead hair and all the cellular debris and all of that, because it's packed full, water and the shampoo and everything can't really get in there, just like a full mason jar. But when you remove some of that, then you have more room in that mason jar, and that way the water and the shampoo can get in those pores because it has some space now, and then it can get the rest of it out. I hope that was a good analogy. I've used that analogy before, and I've lost people. Some people tell me like, oh, you lost me. It doesn't really make sense. So I haven't used it in a while, but hopefully it makes sense. I mean, I'll try to make it a little bit more. I'll work on that analogy a little bit. Because to me, it makes sense to me as a visual, because we used to store crayons and markers and stuff in mason jars for my daughters. But so for me, it was a perfect visual analogy. I was like, wow, that's kind of like a full pour. By removing some of those markers out of that mason jar, there's room, there's space now. So, and just like those packed full pores. But hopefully, maybe if I actually have a mason jar with markers, and maybe even put some like sand in it at the bottom to represent all the skin dander and the cellular debris that gets in those pores. So cute. Yeah, isn't she? Yep, makes sense. Oh, awesome, Sophie. Sophie, the pet stylist, says it makes sense. So that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, for me, as long as you do a good prep job, a good prep work, and really comb and brush out, remove all this dead hair out of the pores before the bath, the shampoo and the conditioner, it doesn't matter so much which brand you use. Use the brand that you prefer, that you like. Maybe it's the scent, maybe it's the way it lathers, maybe it's the way the hair feels after you rinse it out. Whatever it is about the shampoo that you like, it's your personal preference. Pick a shampoo that you like. I personally do like Equis. It's EQYSS. And I ordered the Microtech shampoo, and I also ordered their avocado mist. It's made with avocado oil. And I just really like this of it on the skin. So Equis makes a really good avocado mist spray. So, but before that, I was using the Earth Bath shampoo and conditioner, Mango Tango. There we go. Look at all that. Isn't that crazy? So I switched the brush because there are some mats on our armpit down here. And that's usually we're going to find it. Behind the ears, in the armpits here, under the tail area. And all the areas, they call them high friction zones, high friction areas, where, the skin will be rubbing against each other quite regularly. And that's where you're going to find most of the matting, the tangled up hairs. See, like that little pin mat there. And the reason for that is the dead undercoat. Because if it was live hairs, they wouldn't tangle up like that. Because the live hairs are sealed, they have oil, and they just, even if they do tangle up, they're not going to tangle up and ball up like that. Oh my goodness, look at that. A flake of dead skin. Look at that. Okay. I think it's fascinating. But anyways. All right. Good girl, Gigi. I'm so proud of you. So look at that. Now that we got her all combed out, now the comb goes through nicely like butter. Like butter, baby. Look at this. So now that the comb goes through really nicely, doesn't catch on those bundles of dead hair, we know that this is mostly live hair that we're dealing with now. Now I can wash her. Oh man, that must feel good. Oh my goodness. I can feel the skin smoothing out. It feels rough at first, rough and grainy, bumpy. But now, as we work it all out, oh, I'm sorry, girl. It's starting to feel much better. All right. There we go. And so even though this is uncomfortable for her, initially, when we're done, she's going to feel so much more comfortable. She's not going to feel itchy or, the skin won't feel like tight and irritable. It's going to feel soft and silky, smooth. There you go. And she'll be comfortable. So the groom, for me, grooming is more about skincare, The hair care, yes. Hair styling, yes. But, healthy skin is what produces a healthy, beautiful coat, right? So for me, my main goal is to make sure I take care of the skin first and make sure the skin has a good, clean environment to function in. That way it can heal itself of any skin issues that are going on, and it will it will grow beautiful, healthy hair. There we go. See that? There we go. So I think that it's more important to feel good rather than look good, because when you feel good, you naturally look good, right? And grooming is more than just making the dog look good. Grooming is about health and hygiene so that the dog is healthy, right? And health is beauty. A healthy dog is a happy dog. And a healthy, happy dog is beautiful to look at, It's a beautiful sight to see. Alrighty, got some more mats right there. I can literally feel it. The hair feels different. The dead hair has a rough texture to it. And then when it's all combed out, it feels so nice and smooth and silky. There we go. Good girl, Gigi. Okay, all this crudiness in front of the eyes. Yeah, I haven't met a Shih Tzu that ever enjoyed getting their face combed. But see, look at that. It looks kind of dead. So, oh, there we go. So rather than like power through it, I like to just kind of pull out and then just keep kind of working it gently, almost tapping it. There we go. And then you get all this cruddy stuff. See that? All that cruddiness. Get all that out of the skin. There we go, Gigi. Good girl. Okay. So if you notice how I'm holding them too, I hold them and I try to be as firm as possible, just firm enough to let them know this is where I need you to stay. But I also give them an obvious way out so that they know that if they need to pull away, they have that obvious way of escape. You know, give them that obvious way out. See that? So that if she wants to, if she gets too uncomfortable, look at all that, then she can pull away, pull her head out of my grip at any moment. That way, I still have a hand on her and I can feel when she's about to move, but she doesn't feel trapped either. You know, she feels like if it feels overwhelming and I need to get out of this, I can. That way, she doesn't ever feel like overwhelmed, you know, too stressed out or scared. And it does take a little longer because you got to work with how they're moving. But I just feel like it's already so noble of her, you know, and she's being so patient with me. Because it's her head, it's her face that I'm combing and working on. So she's allowed to be uncomfortable with it, and she's allowed to let me know and move away. You know, it's like, who am I to think that I have any right to make her allow me to do things that are uncomfortable with, you know, for her? So I let her move. I let her get her head out the way, but then, you know, I gently go back and then let her know that this is actually gonna feel much better when we get it out for you. You know, now it's all combed out. There we go. All of that eye guck, all of that dead hair, it's now combed out. There's some more mats right there under the ears. So instead of just yanking it out and powering through, like I said, just pull the comb out and just keep going back at it. It's almost like tapping it and then it comes right out. See, it's not about strength. It's not about power. It's about finesse, baby. Okay. I gotta stop saying baby. Baby. Yeah, it's not professional. I gotta work on that. Oh man, I've been getting better though. I've been going to Toastmasters. I've been a Toastmasters for about a year now, almost. So I am working on it. I'm starting to be more conscious, more aware of the things that I say. But you know, it's just fun to say baby sometimes, baby. But yeah, and I've been saying it for so long. It's kind of hard to fix a habit. But you know, it's not impossible. I can stop saying baby anytime I want, baby. It's like, dude, that joke's not funny. Put it down. Put that joke down, man. Okay, I gotta stop joking. So I did an evaluation this past Tuesday, and it was one of the Toastmasters, one of the guy members that I actually like. We get along, and you know, I love his sense of humor. And so I signed up to be the evaluator of his speech. And I get up there and I say, what a boring speech. Because he went over the time limit and everything. And so I just said, What a boring speech. I don't think I've ever been so bored in my entire life. This is how I opened. I said, I don't think I've ever been so bored in my entire life. How dare you get up here? And then I laughed and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm kidding. So what a great speech. But still, a part of me was feeling a little self-conscious about that. I was like, man, maybe I should have joked around like that. Maybe I should have just went straight into the point. But it's all good. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that back leg. Oh, can you see it? That back leg going. Look at that. Oh, it feels so good. All right. See, and as we get all that dead hair that's packed in those pores, as we get it out, clear those pores, you'll notice that I'll go through the same area and I don't get the same reaction. She'll react a lot less. See? See that? Oh, still a little bit. Yeah, because there's still some here. Oh man, and the brown powdery stuff that comes out of her skin. All right. See, look at that. All those little specks. I don't know if the cameras can catch that. All right. So now that we've got her all combed out, I'm gonna go ahead and do the close shaving, because whenever I do close shaving, and I learned this from Kathy McGinnis, who is like a world famous, world recognized poodle competitor, competition winner, and breeder. And she was doing a poodle class that I attended, and she was saying that whenever she shaves her poodle's faces, does their sani, shaves their feet, any of that close shaving stuff, she does it before the bath. Because just like when we get our neck shaved or do any close shaving on our face, it itches afterwards, and we have aftershave, or we take a shower afterwards after men get their haircuts. That with that. So, just like with our own skin and hair, when we do any close shaving, it irritates the skin and it could cause the skin to feel itchy. So I like to do that before the bath, and that way, if she does feel itchy, then the bath can calm that down, can cool that skin back down, and help it feel less itchy. So I'm going to be using a 30 blade here. Oh, I almost dropped that. It's a 30 blade butter cut, because it cuts like butter, baby. All right, stop saying that. Okay. Nobody likes that. Oh, Cherry Miller. June, your grooming style and philosophy is nearly identical to mine. I love it. Wow, thank you, Terry. That's awesome. Candor is cool. I see where you're coming from, but genuine personality is awesome to be around. Oh, nice. Awesome. So then maybe I won't try to stop saying baby. Baby, thank you so much. Alright. But there's a difference between being authentic and genuine and also being respectful, right? Right? I think sometimes, especially if I'm talking to someone who is much older than I am, it might be disrespectful, right, to say baby. I gotta stop that, because it might even turn into like a habit, like a tick, in my speech. So when I meet with the senators, or lawmakers about getting the groomers, getting the bill passed in Georgia so that groomers will have to be licensed. Just imagine I'm sitting in a room full of these lawmakers, senators, representatives, and I'm like, this will be good for the industry, baby. They're gonna be like, do we have the right guy? Like, why is he? Who gave him permission to be in here? All right. Then I'll respond, it's all good, baby. It's all good. All right. They're gonna be like, this guy is so not professional. I don't think we have the right guy for this. They're like, no one else is available, baby. You're stuck with me. Anyways, I'm sure other people are interested. a lot of groomers are against the bill to get groomers registered, licensed by the state board. And every time I mention it, like on my Facebook page and stuff, I get a lot of backlash from groomers. And I mean, just all kinds of just, angry, emotional um, arguments and responses. One lady was like, do you want the government to start licensing, you to have kids? Do you want to be required to get a license to have children? And I was like, no, that'd be ridiculous. But I do expect the person giving my child a haircut to be licensed. That makes sense, right? But anyways, I'm not out to change people's minds. It's just, I realize that the bill is coming. There's a lot of states that are moving forward with this. So when it comes to Georgia, I want to be on the front end of it. I want to be proactive, and make sure we have real groomers' concerns presented and addressed in the bill. How can we do that if we just keep resisting it and not getting involved, right? So that's why I want to get involved and make sure the bill that does pass is one that we can work with as groomers, get proactive. So that's why. And also, I'll just be completely honest. There is a selfish motivation. There's selfish intentions involved because I want to start a grooming school. And with the way I see a lot of human beauty schools, the way they're set up, when I looked it up online, they have a 12-month course. And after the 12 months, they test their students, and their students pass the test and they get licensed by the state board as beauticians, as hairstylists, whatever. So I figured that would be a great way to start my school and structure my school around being licensed by the state. That way I'll have like a 12-month course and teach all my students the basics, the anatomy and the function of the skin and coat, and all of that stuff. Safety, sanitization, sanitizing the tools, cross-contamination, all of this stuff. Safe handling of the dog, teach them everything. And then breed cuts, how to do different hairstyles. And then at the end of the 12 months, they'll take a test. They'll be licensed to pet groomers by the state, and they're good to go, baby. Okay. So I admit, it's not just out of the goodness of my soul. I'm not just trying to, you know, do it just because I want to be helpful. I do. I love feeling helpful, which is why I like to make these videos. I like to feel like I'm helping people. So, because it makes me feel good. Let's just be honest. It makes me feel good to feel helpful. So there again, it's selfish motivations involved. I'm just being honest. But yeah, by doing that and getting involved and getting the state to, license groomers, then I can, it'll be easier to start a legitimate school. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do next, the last thing I'm gonna do before I actually wash her is clip her nails. And that way, when the nails are clipped and it's opened up there at the end, the water soaks in and the tips get soft where I clip them, and then it's easier for me to file them nice and smooth and round. There we go. I'm sorry, girl. You don't like it. You're okay. There you go, girl. All right. I'm sorry, Gigi. And the thing is, I know she's nervous, so I have to be super calm and confident and cool about it. I cannot be shaky or nervous myself, because that's just going to add to her nervousness. So no matter how she reacts or how nervous she gets, I just have to be calm, cool, and just like business like usual, Because, okay, let's go back to the dentist analogy. Let's say a dentist is super friendly, super nice, right? Down to earth, busts a lot of jokes, has me laughing. But then when he comes at me, unsure, shaky, hesitant, I'd be like, dude, I'm done. Don't do don't do any work on my mouth. I'm out, because I don't want a nervous dentist. Same thing. Now let's say that another dentist is not so warm, not so friendly. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. And he's just kind of, a little cold, not very conversational or anything like that, but he's super confident. And the way he touches me, and, how he holds my mouth, the way he uses his tools, he's just super confident, right? I'd rather have that dentist working on my teeth rather than a dentist who's super nice and friendly and jokes around, but you can tell he's so not sure of himself and he's kind of nervous in the way he's holding his, using his tools. I would rather have the less friendly dentist who is confident in his tools and using them, rather than the friendly dentist who is a little insecure. So same thing with the dogs. It's good to be nice. It's good to be friendly. And I know a lot of groomers like to baby talk their dogs. Oh my God, do that falsetto voice and stuff. But for me, I feel like it's better to just be calm and not so talkative with the dog. Not so, oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, you're a good girl. Don't do so much of that. Just be calm, confident. That's gonna do much more for them to help them feel safe than being that overly friendly groomer that and they can feel it. They can feel your nervousness, rather than be that overly friendly, high-pitched baby talk groomer. It's better to just be calm, quiet, and just confident. Business like normal, right, girl? Oh, I love you, Gigi. Oh my goodness. I don't know if the feeling is mutual. Oh, is it? But she loves it when I come though. Oh, when I was gone, when I was out west for a couple of years and I came back, when I first came back for the first groom, after not grooming her for a couple of years, when she saw me, oh my gosh, she was so happy and tears. She started tearing up, and then I was like, oh my God, don't cry, Gigi, you're gonna make me cry, like oh, it was so beautiful. So I know she loves me, she just doesn't like some of the stuff that I do. But anyways, she's now ready for the bath. I'm gonna go ahead and wash, do the shampoo, let it sit for 5-10 minutes, rinse, and do a thorough rinse. You don't want any shampoo left because it can cause irritation on the skin. Then do a conditioner, let the conditioner sit. And I'll be honest, the conditioner doesn't have to sit as long as the shampoo. The conditioner, I usually let it sit for about 5 minutes, 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes, and then give a really thorough rinse. And the conditioner, sometimes it can feel like you rinse and rinse and rinse and there's still conditioner on her coat. A good way to tell is feel your fingers. Make sure if your fingers, when you go through her coat, when it's wet and it feels like there's still conditioner on there, but you rinsed and rinsed, then rub your fingers. If it doesn't feel like there's any conditioner on your fingers, you're good to go. Just thorough rinse, and then I'm gonna fluff dry her out, and then finish her up with her nice, beautiful haircut with the scissors. Oh my goodness. Oh. She's like, oh, you're so annoying. Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, hold on. Is there? Oh, wow. There's a comment. All right, Terry says, Gina, I think the negative feedback is out of fear of the unknown and regulation is intimidating. I spent years in the medical field. Licensing is truly a great step forward for our industry. I think so too. And the thing is, even if, you know, I think a lot of the fear that was being expressed to me was, yeah, they're scared that it's going to change everything. It's going to put people out of business, and things like that. Laws are going to be made from people who don't even know how to groom a dog, or to people who aren't groomers themselves. That's why I think that groomers should get involved. Contact your state legislators. Find out who your representatives are in your state. Email them, contact them, get involved. That way, we're not going to have to react to a bill that gets passed, right? We're not going to have to be like, oh my God, look, this is no. Before it ever gets passed, before it ever gets there, let's get involved and voice our concerns and make sure that it's the bill that does get passed is something that helps our industry, that helps us do our job better, right? Stay cool, baby. Thank you, Terry. Shoot, my kind of girl, Terry. I can't snap. That cool snap. I can do that snap, but that's like a oldies, That's like old fashioned. I'm trying to do that cool snap. There we go. Thank you, baby. See you guys.